Hello, I'm Essie, the homeless woman, and I love making these YouTube videos. I really do. I uploaded a video last night on my other YouTube channel called Essie, a Child of Yahweh, and it talks about how I seeked and found Yahweh, Elohim. And it's pretty good. It really is. I mean, oh my goodness. My life is pretty interesting. I think they can make a movie about my life, to be honest with you. Especially the spiritual things. So yeah, I shared in that video, it was a part 2, but I shared in there dreams that I had, and one particular dream of how I was shown that the church is a business. And it's a lot of things in that video. I know that some people that watch this channel may not be religious people or spiritual people, but it's not really like I think you should go and listen to the video on Essie, a Child of Yahweh. Start with part 1 first, because you know you don't want to come in at the middle, part 2. But it's different. It's not like church stuff, so, but it's my life, my spiritual life. So on this video, I wanted to continue talking about manipulation. I have a hard time saying this word. Oh my God. What I just said. I cannot believe it. This just, it's hard for me to say that word. But anyway, I just said it. People that are, that way. So, because I did a part 1, and it did pretty good. People are, I guess, liking that video. And I'm like, man, I didn't even really go into it really deep like I wanted to. Because it's strange you think that you wouldn't come across people like that when you're homeless. But yeah, I think I have came across more people like that since I've been homeless. When I had a place to live, I was kind of like, I felt like when I became homeless, I felt like I was in a bubble my whole life when I had a place to live, and I was pushed out of that bubble. That's how I felt. So I have came across a lot of people, more people than I ever have come across, interacting with, because like I say, I always kept my circle very, very small. So small it wasn't even a circle. But so I have come across a lot of people, a lot of characters, a lot of manipulative, I cannot say it, but people that are, that way, and liars, and just so I wanted to share some things that I had been through with people since I've been homeless. I know I had shared with you guys about I think a lady that wanted me to work for her for free. I didn't tell you guys that she was pretty well off, and she wanted me to work for her for free, and knowing my situation. And sometimes people will befriend you because they see something that you have to offer them. So some people will size you up okay? They would size you up. They would, if you seem like a nice person, a kind person, maybe, you know, just a helpful person, someone can see that in you and befriend you, because in the back of their head they have plans on using you later down the line. So they will befriend you just so they can use you later. So, and then they will do favors for you, but it's all being tallied up in their mind. It's like, okay, I did this for her, I did that for her, I did this for her. You have to be careful with people, because some people would do for you out of the kindness of their heart, and you can kind of tell those people. And then some people would do for you because they making a list of everything they're doing for you, because they need you later. And so as they make this, if you need them and they do for you, they thinking, oh, this is good, this is good, because they're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. So they're thinking this is good, and so they remember and they making a list of all the things they're doing for you, because later on they're going to come and collect. And if you don't do what they want you to do, they're going to throw up everything in your face. So that was done to me. Someone loaned me money. I paid the money back in full in less than a year, and also gave the person a thank you note with some extra money in it. And when that person needed me, they threw that loan up in my face. And I was like, but I paid you back. But the person wanted me to do for them because they said yes to me, to them loaning me the money. So in other words, they wanted me to pay it off 2 times, to pay the money back and then to work for them because they said yes to loaning me the money. But once you pay, if someone loans you money and you pay that person back in full, you owe them nothing else. The only way you will owe them something is if you have not paid the money back. But I don't know where it is that you have to work for someone because they said yes to a loan that you paid back in full. So yeah, that was done to me. I had one lady. I was going to the senior center at one time. So they were telling me that they have this program like once a month at the senior center after hours, because after hours the senior center becomes like a community center. So they have this event once a month at the senior center after hours, and I was told you can come there and eat and all this stuff. So they have like a kind of like a potluck type of thing. And so they was like, why don't you go there? You can eat and everything. So I was like, oh, okay, why not? So I went to it, and there was before you can go into the gym, it was like a lunchroom, big lunchroom. Before you can go in there was a desk at the front, and where you have to like sign in, and you had to pay $3 to come into the event. Well, when they didn't tell me I had to pay anything. So when they told me this, I didn't even have $1. I turned around and walked out. And there was a woman that was standing there, and she saw me turn around and walk out. So she came out after me. So she said, "You don't have money to..." I said, "No, I don't have it." She said, "Well, I'll pay for you." I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." So we went back in, and she paid the $3 for me. And I sat next to this woman during the event. So the woman started talking to me, and she started saying, yeah, she caught the bus there, and she started talking. I can't remember everything she said, but I felt that the woman bought my lunch because she wanted a ride home, and I couldn't give her a ride home because my car was filled with stuff. I had stuff in the back seat, in the trunk. I had stuff on the driver's side. I had a lot of stuff, so I could not give anyone a ride anywhere. Plus, my tax was expired. I didn't have money to pay for tax. I didn't have money to pay for insurance. So, I wouldn't want, even if my car hadn't been filled with stuff, I still wouldn't want to be driving someone else around with expired tax. So if I was going to get stopped or have my car taken away from me, it was going to be me going somewhere for myself, not for someone else. So I know she wanted me to offer, but I didn't offer. She kept talking about she got to catch the bus, and I think she has back pain and all this stuff, and the bus, when it bounced, it hurts her back. And so I couldn't offer her a ride. So, but I was sitting there feeling like, I think she paid for my lunch because she wanted me to give her a ride. I think that's the only reason she paid for my lunch. So after time went by, years later, I would see the woman on and off at the senior center. And so one day I saw her at the library, and she was so surprised to see me. And she asked me, did I still teach crochet class? I said, yes. And she was like, well, I want to take your class, but I don't have a ride to the library to meet you. And I said, well, yeah, I can come to your house, because I knew she didn't live far. And she said, yeah, I'll pay for the class, which I was only charging $5. And she said, I don't know if she offered gas, or I said that, I would need gas. So I told her, we got back in touch, and I told her it'd be $10, $5 for the class and $5 for gas. Now the class is a 2-hour class, and I was only charging $5. I felt like that was nothing, because I know for a crochet class, a 2-hour crochet class, at the time it was between $25 to $35 for a 2-hour crochet class. Now I was only charging $5 for it. Plus I'm going to drive to your house. You don't have to meet me anywhere. And I didn't think $5 was a whole lot. Well, she felt that it was not right. She said, I know it don't cost $5 for you to come to my home from where you are. I feel that that's, too much. And she said, remember when I paid the $3 for you to eat? I was like, I could not believe she was throwing up $3 in my face. I could not believe it. She knew my situation of me living in my car. I could not believe this woman threw up $3. I think 5 years had went by. Yeah. I think 5 years had went by. This woman remembered $3. If you can remember, you paying $3 for a homeless woman to eat that did not have any money. If you can remember that after 3 years, to throw that up in that person's face, you don't never do anything for anybody out of the goodness of your own heart. You are not a giver. You're a taker and a user. And when you do one little thing for someone, you writing it down, making a list so you can use it against that person later on. I could not believe this. I said, when I see that woman, if I ever see that woman again, I'm going to give her $5. $3 for the money that you spent for me to eat and $2 interest on your money. So I don't ever have to hear you throw up $3 in my face. I could not believe it. The audacity of some people. Don't do anything for anyone. Ugh. Anyway. Ooh, I couldn't believe that one. Another thing I want to talk about, I have to look at the time. Probably got time to talk about one more thing. Another thing I want to talk about is when you're homeless, you have people, I call them rejects. You're going to have rejects. I have had rejects befriending me. And when I say rejects, I mean people that don't nobody else want to be friends with. They don't want nothing to do with these people. These people cannot keep a friend to save their life. People flee from them. Nobody wants to be around them. So when they see a homeless woman like myself, it's like they cling to me because they see me as beneath them. So, in other words, I know she'll be my friend because she's beneath me. She's lower than me. So, those people are big troublemakers. Big time. Let me see. 2 of them for sure. I had called them rejects because they can't get along with anyone. No one wants anything to do with these people. And they might have some, well, I think they do have some mental issues. But one lady, she kind of clinged to me, and she came. I didn't want to tell her where I parked because I knew she will show up everywhere, you know, where I park. So I didn't want to tell her that. When I was sitting in Starbucks, she would come there, just walk in, you know, don't tell me she's coming, or just come. If I'm there with a friend, she came and she took over the friend, talking to her. I couldn't even talk to my own friend. She came there and she talked to her. She kept like a wedge between me and the other person. Anybody that came up and talked to me, she just started talking to them, and she just consumed the person that I couldn't even talk to him. She did it all the time. So one time she did it. It was this guy I would come talk to at Starbucks, and he went up and he bought me a hot chocolate, and she was sitting next to me, and so the employee had the coffee and brought it to me. She grabbed it out of her hand like he had made it for her. I know he didn't buy it for her. He didn't know her. He just met her that day. It was for me. But she took it out of the lady's hand. I was like, and then she looked at me, oh, you want to share this? So the guy had come there to talk to me. She consumed him. She started talking to him. And so my phone rang. And so I got on the phone. I'm like, you know what? I'm not talking to nobody. She takes everybody I talk to. So my phone rung, and it was someone else, a friend of mine. So we started talking. And so when she saw me talking on the phone, she started looking over at me like she wanted me to sit there and not talk to anybody. But when she saw me talking on the phone, now she tells the guy, oh, you need to, I come here to talk to her. So yeah, like basically telling him to go. Like, she the one started the conversation with him. Now she's telling him to go because she sees me on the phone. And she don't like it because now I'm just not sitting here. I'm talking to someone else. My focus on someone else. So she's a person that likes to consume you. And she is very like controlling. And I told her, I said, you act like a man. You act like you're my man. You know, when I would talk to her on the phone, she would, if I'm moving or making some type of noise or touching something, well, what are you doing? Like, oh, I can't, it's so loud. Like, it's like she wants your undivided attention. Anyway, she was a reject, and I had a hard time letting her go. Like, she did not want to stop being friends, and I had to threaten her in everything. Threaten to call the police on her. It was horrible. One day, after a while, years, some years have went by, I saw her at the post office, and I went checked my P.O. box, and when I went to the front to ship off a package, when I came outside, she was passing my van and she was looking at my van. So I was so thankful to the Heavenly Father that He had me to walk out while I saw her driving past my van. She should have been gone, but she was still in the parking lot of the post office, and I think she wanted to vandalize my van. So I was grateful that that didn't happen. So yeah, rejects, people that nobody wants anything to do with those people, so they cling to someone else that they think is beneath them to be friends with them. And it's hard trying to get rid of those people, because it's some people that I know I would never have anything to do with if I wasn't homeless. But it's hard trying to get away from people. It's like I used to go in Starbucks a lot, and if a person come in there and they speak to you, and then they start talking, and sometimes they pull up a chair and all this stuff, it's hard to get away from people when you're homeless. And now I have no problem getting away from people because I work now, and I wasn't working then. I don't sit in Starbucks like I used to. I don't sit in the library like I used to. I'm in my car. I'm in my van. And because, but sometimes like summertime, it would be hot, really, really hot. And so I want to go into Starbucks or in the library in an air-conditioned building. And I would need to charge, my cell phones and chargers and stuff. And now I just do it with my van. So having a newer vehicle, it helps a lot. I don't have to sit in those places anymore, and I can charge my things in my van, and I can sit in my van, and so now my van is my work place. I don't have to sit in Starbucks and stuff. So it's so much better. I don't run across people that I don't want anything to do with. I have more peace now. So, but it just made me see you have to work to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? You have to get out. Like, I don't want to work. A lot of people, I'm sure, don't want to go to work. But in order for me to have certain things and to have a peace of mind, I have to work. To have a peace of mind some days, put it like that, because the days you work, you might not have a peace of mind. But I'm going to end this video. I feel like this video was all over the place, but I'm going to re-watch it, and if I think it's okay, I'll just leave it up. If not, I'm going to redo it. So I hope you liked the video. I have some more things I have to say about people that do things like that, because you know I can't say it. So subscribe and like the video, and I'll be back with a part 3. If I decide to keep this one up, it'll be a part 2. All right, good night.